Alright, we're back in Pokemon FireRed, and today's the day we do our first, more proper dungeon, or, in this case, cave.
First dungeon that looks like a dungeon.
And feels like one too, if we're being honest. Mount Moon. I don't think many people like Mount Moon, myself included. Reason being, we'll probably see in a second, but notice there's no tall grass around. But that doesn't mean less Pokemon, it means more. Say hello to Zubat, you're going to be seeing a lot of Zubat.
Hi, Zubat.
So, Zubat's obnoxious because they've got Supersonic, and Supersonic confuses your Pokemon. Leech Life is not great. Like, that was a crit, and it barely did anything. So, we also do have Elemental advantage with, Heyu here. But, of course, we don't want to take this one out immediately. Because we gotta catch at least one.
Do we really have to?
I mean, I would like to, yeah.
I know Brock made Zubats look cool, but really?
You know, I've never really tried using a Zubat, and I probably won't, but, fun fact, one of the only shiny Pokemon I've ever caught was actually a Golbat.
My brother also caught a shiny Zubat.
So here's Zubat. This'll be the only time you see Zubat unless somebody else uses it, but, don't have to see it anywhere else in the wild, unless you're me.
I honestly thought you were just going to name it Zubat. Just throw this whole naming convention out of the way, because you're not worth it, Zubat.
So apparently there's suspicious men in the cave, but I'm neither suspicious nor a man. Alright, Kent. What do you got? You got a Weedle?
Anyways, about that shiny Zubat my brother caught, he named it Green, both because the Zubat was green and green was his favorite color. Then he eventually evolved it to a Crobat, and shiny Crobats are pink. So he just looks like a lunatic.
Here's my pink Golbat. Green.
No, Golbats are still green. It's the Crobat that's pink.
Or Crobat, rather, yeah.
Which is weird. I don't know why they did that. Because it goes from, like, a blue-green color change to a purple-pink color change?
Yeah.
Which is way less noticeable and way less cool.
Oh god, I don't really remember the green they used for the Zubat. Is it the same they used for the Golbat? Because that Golbat was ugly.
I think it's the same shade of green.
It's not a good shade of green. Honestly, shinies half the time aren't really worth it, despite how rare they are.
My asshole brother has caught 3 shinies.
Oh my god.
A Zubat, a Geodude, and I can't remember what the third one was. I think it may have been a Joltik.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, also, I don't think we've mentioned shinies before, but fun fact, sometimes in the wild, Pokemon are just different colors. Oh wait, no, I think we did mention shinies before with the old man. You can just get a shiny. You can see a shiny. You won't get it, ever.
Uh-huh.
Belongs to that old man, and he won't give it to you.
Anyways, this Kakuna has reached maximum defense.
Yep, I'm trying to get Gato experience. Oh, look at that crit. Normally I'd skip this, but we gotta talk about those shinies that we're probably never going to see in this LP.
I'm imagining Gato is just doing the Eric Andre, let me in!
Let me in, let me in. Also, Gato's gonna have pretty good stats, because we're already at a +3 with HP. I can say from what I've recorded thus far, don't get a shiny, but I do get a really good Pokemon. Gato is great.
Nice.
You wouldn't quite know it from whittling away at that cocoon, but you know, eventually.
Man, it sure is nice living in the year 2019 where you don't have to worry about EVs anymore.
Yeah, Eevees and Ivies sure are a thing, but hey, we're getting into a battle, so that means a new Pokemon. So here's Geodude. She's a rock. Not a good Pokemon to go up against a Geodude. And honestly, my party mostly either kicks this Geodude's ass or gets owned by it, so clearly, powerful Pokemon right here. Alright, so maybe Karate Chop won't out-and-out kill it. Good.
I like how these two Pokemon designs are just the same. Except one of them has legs.
And a tail. But yeah, otherwise just round, arms up.
Vaguely pissed
Always
off.
mad.
Yeah.
Oh god, that's dangerous. Don't do that.
Yeah, I've always wondered about that one.
Don't put rocks in your snowballs, especially if they're alive.
Oh, I forgot to check the weight. Are Geodudes like super light, actually?
The viewer will know. Alright, so we are actually going to go back for Candy, because she's going to be a permanent member of the team, because honestly, Geodude, pretty good. Lax nature. And Sturdy. Sturdy is really good because it means you won't get immediately knocked out by things. It's actually super helpful, but also annoying when it's on an enemy Pokemon. Oh, and Lax Nature, by the way, is increased defense, which is really good, but decreased special defense, which is, you know, so-so. But yeah, defense up real good, because Candy's already going to be pretty defensive as is, being a rock. Of course.
Also, I was about to say, oh, well, maybe you can use a poison attack.
No.
Nope, not this gen. Hey, Pokemon fans have terrible ideas. Do you think there's a Chaos Reigns hack where, like, all the moves are just randomly named?
By the way, this happened when I went back to heal, so, yeah. It's kind of hard to find Clefairy on this floor. They're actually pretty rare, and it just appeared.
Oh man. Mascot versus old mascot.
So yeah, the percentage on the first floor is 1%. I got a 1% chance to find that Clefairy, and I got it. Though, that being said, there's actually multiple levels to the cave here, and it's easier to find Clefairy on lower floors, so if you want to look for one, do one on the second basement floor. That being said, I'm not going to be using Clefairy in the long run, so get in the ball, Clefairy.
That sort of ends up becoming the curse of Pokemon, is that, you know, I like all the Pokemon, but it's really hard to use most of them.
Yeah, it's slightly more viable in later games, just very time-consuming, but in these early games, no, stick to a team.
That's actually why I like the idea of Pokemon randomizers, because it can make Pokemon viable that you wouldn't use otherwise.
Yep, that is pretty neat. Alternatively, also chaotic, but hey, who knows, it's a randomizer, anything can happen, it's in the name.
Yeah.
So, Basement 1 floor has precisely one Pokemon to find. Alright, check it out, it's Paris!
Paris is a good example of amazing Pokemon that I never use.
Well, about that, so we're gonna catch this one here, and despite Paris's reputation, I did want to have some kind of bug type.
Ah.
And look at this jerk, stunning my electric-type Pokemon. In other gens that wouldn't be possible, but no. Paris has some nerve.
How you like it? And now there's just two completely paralyzed Pokemon staring at each other.
Alright, I'm gonna paralyze you more. Oh no! So, yeah, eventually we'll whittle Paris down, but this is going great for both parties, as you can see. God, I can't believe Scratch is actually threatening, but Heiyu's got no HP. Alright, so this is good enough, and I don't want to be here forever, so here, take this. Alright, so that's that. We got this Paris here. Alright, so what's your application in Snowball Fights? So, Parises actually have specifically named mushrooms, apparently, to Chikaso, but instead I'm going to name him Shiitake. The joke is obvious. So we'll pick him up later, but for the time being I want to make a little more progress because down here we actually have our first member of Team Rocket. They're Pokemon gangsters. This guy is here to explain his team. Alright, small child, in case you haven't heard of Team Rocket, here's our pitch. Hope you didn't fight one of the other guys first, otherwise you might be a bit confused.
Wouldn't it be great if there was somebody with this guy's dialogue at every Team Rocket location?
It's just like the guy at the front of every gym, the coach. Just, hey, we're Team Rocket, and we fight for what's wrong.
This is his evil brother!
Oh no, the Rocket Brothers, who are all here to introduce Team Rocket. Oh no, they've got pamphlets!
Alright, so, this messed up family dynamic of Nurse Joys, Officer Jennies, gym guides, and rocket introducers. That's 4 siblings. How do they fit into the Fist of the North Star 4 brothers? Nurse Joy's Toki, obviously.
Definitely. I think Joggy would be the Team Rockets just because Team Rocket's very enthusiastic.
Right. I'm going to put Jenny as Rao for the whole might makes right thing because she's a cop.
Yep.
Naturally violent, as we all know.
But if you're a small child, you can just talk her down.
Yeah, but the only thing is that leaves Gym Guide as Kenshiro, and I'm choosing to interpret that in the most the most amusing for me way possible.
You just enter a gym. You've already earned the badge. What? How did you do that? I struck a pressure point.
That's why he's the gym guy. He fought all these Pokemon by himself in hand-to-hand combat. He knows the pressure points on every single Pokemon species.
Hooktoad gym victory.
He just smacks that horn on Onix and the thing falls apart.
Oh no!
It's not lethal. They've established that's not lethal for Onix.
Yeah, Onix can just live without most of its body attached. God, this is a really good fight. You tried, Candy. You tried. Gato, please. God.
Yeah, Candy did try very hard. And looking
so
at that
anyway,
health
before you
bar...
keep saying things, first Team Rocket member, surprisingly tough. You know, this guy's just a mook. He doesn't even have a name. Pretty much any team member in any of the Pokemon games, they're just grunts. They don't get their own names.
Well, yeah. Why would they give you their name? They're working for the mob.
Yeah, none of the mob will ever give us their name. Not any of the admins, not the bosses, no.
Well, look. They're rich enough to afford the lawyers. This guy, if he gets caught, that's it. He's done.
Which is why he won't pursue us. He's just gonna be like, don't worry. The other goons, they're gonna kick your ass instead of me. So that start piece we got back there doesn't have any function other than you can sell it for a lot of money, so I'd suggest doing so.
I like how they put sand in this cave just because this gen started doing footprints.
Yeah, actually, I never realized that. Also, did I put Shiitake in my team yet? Because if I didn't show off his stats, oh no. It was a long episode. I'm blameless. Alright, so there goes that Caterpie. But here's another Caterpie. So, you tried once, kid. It's not going to help a second time. Which is why TM shouldn't be one use, even though I'm never actually going to use it ever. If it doesn't go on Candy, who's it going to go to?
Yeah. It's amazing just how much more useful TMs became.
God.
Especially with Pokemon Let's Go, like, the cost for relearning moves is super cheap. I forget what it is, it's been a few months. But it's really easy to just completely change your Pokemon moveset at a moment's notice.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know why it took so long for them to do that.
Alright. This can answer like 90% of I don't know why they did that for Pokemon. First game was a goddamn mess.
Yep.
And the anchoring effect. They didn't know what parts were absolutely necessary and what parts weren't. Because no one really knows.
Yep. Though, to be fair, while the competitive scene might not be everyone's cup of tea, I feel like it must have had at least some influence in fixing up stuff like that.
Probably.
Just, at least conceptually, a group training up Pokemon specifically for PvP kinda needs access to TMs and stuff like that, and being able to change moves easily, and being able to train lots of different Pokemon without agonizing over it.
Yeah. That's why Pokemon Let's Go is actually perfect for competitors.
Yep.
Take that, nerds.
Honestly, I feel like most of the difficulty problems people seem to have with Pokemon, other than the obvious, like, this is for kids, therefore it's not going to be the most difficult thing. Quality of life seems to help a lot of people, including competitive people, so therefore when quality of life affects single player, well, that's going to happen.
Who cares if you're PvP? That's all you care about. You want to make getting through the main story as easy as possible so you can get to all the Pokemon quicker.
I'm not counting on my Zubat. Anyway, back there we actually got Rock Throw, which is really good because I need a super effective move on Candy. And we have a new type of trainer.
This dude just shouted at you from across the room, "Hey, don't sneak up on me!"
So, these are super nerds, not scientists, no, they're just nerds. So, typically they have, can't say artificial Pokemon because there's only one of those, but it's kind of hard to give them a typing. I think they tend more towards electric type Pokemon, even though there's another trainer type that uses electric, but the reason I'm kind of having difficulty pinning a certain type is, in the original game, Steel type didn't exist, so Magnemite here was actually just pure electric.
Yeah, he just woke up one day and most things couldn't hurt him anymore, but punching all of a sudden hurt a lot more.
Punching was average pain before, but now it's super ouch. Oh no.
And then ground moves totally wrecked him and then stopped affecting him.
Yeah.
At some point. Magnemite's had a really real roller coaster of a life.
Yeah. Thankfully, it has a very expressive eye, so you can just see its fear.
I guess the way to describe the Super Nerds Pokemon would be they are the Pokemon that look like man-made objects but aren't man-made?
Yeah.
I guess that's the question. Which came first, Voltorb or Pokeballs?
God, I mean, it would probably be Voltorb.
I know these guys also use Grimers eventually, and that's just, sludge come to life. So does that mean that, pollution gave birth to these Pokemon, or did they mutate existing Pokemon?
I guess it'd be mutation, because there is a Pokemon born from garbage, but that's in Poke-America.
Yeah. That Pokemon rules, by the way. It's so much better than Grimer and Muck.
Yeah.
That's one of the ones that people give shit, and they're lame. The people who give that Pokemon shit are lame, I should clarify.
Yeah, Gen 5 had some good Pokemon. The ice cream Pokemon rules. I don't care what anyone says.
Gen 5 had Pokemon based on the Nazca lines. Like, come on!
Anyway, here's Oddish.
Anyway, here's Oddish.
He's not got much, but when I get Poison Powder, oh boy. People are gonna be in trouble. When I get a Bug-type move, I will slowly devour every Pokemon I come across, because Shiitake is horrifying.
Take that, Bellsprout.
Spearmint is here for some reason, even though she's not the best for most of the Pokemon here, but then you have moments like that where she just pecks a man and he dies. So, Mount Moon isn't actually much of a maze, though it might seem like one at first. But it's actually pretty linear. The last ladder you find in this area is the one you need to progress. The one we saw before and this one are just side areas.
Hey child, I'm doing crimes.
Oh man, I'm gonna commit some fucking larceny with this Zubat.
See, the real irony is that Zubats aren't great at standard larceny, but they're amazing in helping for tax evasion.
No, that's Yoshi.
Oh right, how foolish could I be?
Oh no, it's Nekins.
The fact that rock is a separate type from ground just kind of strikes me as weird all of a sudden.
Yeah, they usually are together on most Pokemon, which means electric types are never really good against most of the rock types you're gonna go up against.
Yeah. Like, I get why ground is different from rock, but I feel like all the rock types could have just been ground types.
Yeah. I could probably answer why they're separate, but I'd need to look over, like, moves and whatnot. And I actually don't really know, like, ground types stat-wise that well. I know that, you know, rock types are pretty much always very physical heavy.
You're just thinking about, like, typings constantly being together. In Gen 1, like, there was only one grass type that was not also a poison type.
God, yeah. They're almost always grass poison. Like, that combination happens a lot even in later gens.
Yeah, I think it's part of, like, the first game's statements on pollution.
I just figured, because, like, plants can be poisonous.
Also, rabbits, definitely not poison.
God, I got bitten by a rabbit. Oh no, I'm dying. And I can't remember if this is poisonous or venomous.
I was about to say that would make it venomous. Poison is when you bite it and you die. Losing stinks. So uncool. Can you tell the game was originally released in the 90s?
Man, this is way uncool. Chicks don't dig it when you lose. God,
this totally sucks dick.
Josh, no.
I was going to say blows chunks, but I thought it would be funnier to just have the child swear.
Get out of here, cursing Josh.
See, the problem with most fan games that have cursing in them is the cursing is too much, and they try and make it dramatic. Like, if you beat a kid trainer and he just said, it was just like an ellipses followed by fuck, and that was the only swear word in the entire game, it would be hilarious.
It's also good because my other fighting type is not doing great at the moment. But this Onyx is nothing. Low speed, very heavy rock type. Parry will just... It's called low kick, but she's basically suplexing it.
I also like how just unimpressive Onyx looks in sprite gens.
Yeah.
Like their scales are a little messed up.
Ah, behold the Pokemon that is the same size of everyone else. Ah, Moonstone, that's useful for evolutions for certain Pokemon. Alright, so this is the ladder we need to actually progress. So from here on out, we're almost at a Mount Moon, just a little more to go. And by a little more, I mean there are actually a bunch of rocket grunts. They're mostly positioned close to the end, which makes some kind of sense. We haven't seen what they're actually working towards in Mount Moon, so it's probably somewhere in this direction, I would say. Anyway, here's a criminal with a fucking rat. I don't... Man, how do you make a rat a threatening grunt? Come on. Don't waste my time with this.
As I for a second Pokemon Rattata with a knife.
It's part steel type now. Beware. Alright, this is a battle of attrition, and you chose to use Sand Attack, you fool. You utter imbecile.
I don't need to be accurate with the poison, it's already inside of you.
The poison misses. What?
It total levels up from just watching Sandshrew die of poison.
That was me, I did that. He touched me and perished.
It's like, I'm steamed.
Ah, heck. That really scuffs my goat, says me, the criminal.
I may be a criminal, but I'm not going to swear in front of a child.
Alright, we're gonna be rich by finding old Pokemon? I mean, you don't have to do criminal stuff here. You could just find fossils, my dude.
Yeah, like, I guess they do try to steal from someone.
I mean, you could just go down... It seems like a waste of money, having to send a goon force down when you could just send some people down to get a few fossils. Monopolize the past.
Also, now that I'm no longer a child, I'm starting to, question works that have children as the protagonists. Especially because we've been watching Mob, and a huge part of that show is just hey, it's super fucked up that Mob is thrown in these situations, and he shouldn't be.
Yeah, these are guys with the intent to kill going, and you're just fighting a middle schooler? That's fucked up. Don't do that.
So it is really just Taru's 10. Is she fighting the Yakuza?
Well, it's because they're very intimidated if you beat up their pets with your own. That's actually how you beat a Yakuza in real life. You just really mess with their pets, and I think that's... Please don't beat up their pets. That'd be rude.
I think it's a good way to get shot in real life.
Okay, better idea. Befriend their pets so that they like you more than they like the Yakuza, and then you just make the Yakuza really sad. And then they'll be defeated without animal violence in real life. And we're gonna blacklist you.
I'm gonna ban you on Twitter.
Do it. I don't mind. Ban Team Rocket, Jack. Anyway, here's Super Nerd Miguel. He's actually pretty tough. He starts with a Grimer, which is, kinda hardy, actually, for a big puddle of slime.
We're not really equipped for Grimers right now.
Yeah, if you want to take on poison types, Earth is really helpful, and we don't really have any ground type moves.
Yeah, we could theoretically have a Butterfree that knows Confusion.
Yeah, Psychic type, also pretty good against poison type, but we don't have any of those either.
Yeah, Butterfree is fairly useful early on just because it knows Confusion.
Yeah, Butterfree is surprisingly good. I've never put much thought into really most of those bug types at the start.
I always use the Butterfree because Ash used the Butterfree.
I'm keeping this one.
Yeah, I...
Never let you go. Alright, the threat of Grimer is down, and Heyu is already half dead. So, not a good start. Oh, and coughing. Coughing, also surprisingly hardy. And if you're wondering why I did this, I figured I could survive, and Heyu really does kinda need the EXP. And also, Smog does damage and has a pretty good chance of poisoning, but I'm already poisoned, so it doesn't matter. And I'm definitely going to need to remove Heyu from this encounter immediately. So yeah, at the very least, having Gato out means that poison's not going to be as much of a threat.
Also, I can't look at coughing now without remembering the red and green sprites, where the skull and crossbones is above the eyes.
God.
It is weird how much redesigning happened between red, green, and blue.
Yeah, Pidgey looked really weird. And Gen 1 in general, to be fair.
Yeah.
Pidgey looked kind of different, but yeah. They did do a whole lot, and you know what? It's kind of a good thing they did. I don't know, maybe it's just because that is their look now, and I am so used to it, but I kind of like them more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the blue sprites are just, in general, I think a lot more coherent. They had their time to to sort their shit out.
How do we make this look better? So, lastly, he has a Voltorb, which is good because 2 poison types in a row this early on without a Butterfree is pretty dangerous. Voltorb, on the other hand, not so much. Alright, so we beat up this nerd until he decided to share his fossils.
Which I think is what we're trying to prevent Team Rocket from doing. You can't do a crime. I need to do that crime first, oh god.
I mean, I don't even want either of these fossils, but, you know, the nerd attacked me first, so I'm fine with it. So you can either get the Dome or the Helix fossil. Again, not going to use either of these, but I just went with the Helix fossil, because why not?
Wow, nice Twitch Plays Pokemon reference.
Damned if I do, damned if I don't. So you can't actually use these fossils for a while. So we're just gonna hold on to this for now, and forget about it for a long, long time. More importantly though, we're out of Mount Moon, thank goodness. And if we come over here, we find these weirdos. This man loves punching. So he will teach you the move Mega Punch, which is pretty powerful. It's also a normal type move, and I'm gonna give it to Candy just because, you know, why not? Give her a normal type punch, it's certainly better than Tackle. It is a little bit low on the accuracy side, but god, the attack power of that shoots way up. Yes, indeed. Oh, I wouldn't want that. That would be terrible. Anyway, Kickman, how's it going?
They're just staring at each other and acting like the other one doesn't exist.
Punches are great. No, kicks. Kicks are the best. Oh, you think so? No, punches are way better than kicks.
I'm surprised this guy isn't like, wait, does that Geodude know Mega Punch?
How dare you! It's like the villages in Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
So here's Mega Kick. As you can see, Mega Kick has way less PP and is less accurate than Mega Punch, but is so incredibly powerful. Again though, not fighting type, it's normal type, so not always the most useful move, but god, I love using Mega Kick so much. Assume if I KO anyone with it, Parry just kicks someone into the stratosphere. Roar is a move that makes... I think that's the one that makes Pokemon run away.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in the wild, that'll just end the encounter. In a trainer battle, that will force them to switch. So, Potentially pretty useful, actually. I don't make much use of it ever, but not bad.
We can harness the power of Ekans for ourselves.
Indeed. I'm not going to, but you know, Ekans isn't a bad Pokemon to have. Though I don't have any good Pokemon to fight it with, but you know, that's life sometimes. Spearmint, you're like in the only Pokemon in a good condition for this thing, and also you're pretty strong?
The Spearmint's an Altoid.
Hey, Altoid, give us money. We just advertised for you, come on.
Actually, no, fuck you, Altoids. Your mints are goddamn inedible. Put one in my mouth, my mouth explodes. Oh my god, what is wrong with that Sprite?
It's me, Ekans!
You doing okay there, Ekans?
So, yeah. Puos isn't gonna see any use. So, with that, we've finally made it to a new town. And thank goodness. We're done with Mount Moon. Oh, and I didn't mention it, but there is a temporary point of no return once you jump down that ledge. So make sure you got your Clefairy if you wanted one, but other than that, with Mount Moon out of the way, we're done for this episode, so we'll see you next time for exploration of Cerulean City.
See ya.